Now we got the window put in, nice aluminum windows from the house. The story goes that my great-grandpa actually built these windows. Apparently he used to have a aluminum window manufacturing shop in Estevan, and he would actually build these. So all the windows in the house, apparently, so the story goes, he built himself. So that's kind of cool. But what I'm gonna do now is pop the glass out of here. You just lift up on them and they come out, and just clean all the garbage out of here, because they don't really shut properly. Like, that's as far as that one goes, because there's so many moths and stuff all jammed up in there. So I'll get it all nice and cleaned out, and probably get some wax or something to put on here, just so they slide nice and everything, get the glass all cleaned up. So what I want to work on today is getting this stove out of my little party area here. And basically the idea with this, I bought this to put in a garage or a shop or whatever I ended up building there, before any of this was even here. So this was sort of the centerpiece that this whole area was built around. But now I'm finally building the garage, so this has got to go, and I'll have to figure out something else for here. Now this is very heavy. It's got cast iron legs on it that I absolutely cannot break off, so probably have to get 3 or 4 people over here and lift it out somehow. I don't quite know how I'm gonna do it yet, but when I moved it in, I took this top mushroom piece off, because that's a pretty fragile piece right there, so you don't want to be lifting on that or anything. So I'll sort of get it disassembled here and see what I can. Okay, so I got another plan here. My GoPro's not working, it's too cold, so I just have to stop and do this with my phone. But I just decided to kick it out of there with the boom for the gym. Just sling it. It seems to be working fine. I'll get it over the fence and then set it down here. So the stove has successfully made it in, and we're just gonna get that last bolt in there so this top doesn't come off, and then the chimney will go in and we'll have heat in here. So just to show you a little bit of what I'm doing here, never put a chimney in before, so I'm just kind of going along with my own idea. But I made sort of a plumb bob thing out of a string line. I have an actual plumb bob somewhere, but you know, I'll never be able to find that. So that just sort of centered me roughly on the opening, and then I centered that piece in the string, fairly simple. So we'll have a nice plumb chimney all the way around. I got the stove placed where I wanted it, spaced equidistant from each wall. And I just furred it down a little bit with those 3/4 inch pieces, because I'm gonna do shiplap in here, so that's where it'll need to sit flush. And now I'll sort of be able to mark out where that hole is gonna go roughly. Right where that screw comes out, I'll just trace a piece of chimney and that'll be the hole. And just like that, we have heat. I just sort of temporarily attach that pipe until I get a proper one. But got a little fire going. I'm just gonna keep her sort of calm for now, just until I get everything permanently done. I just put this system together here just to test it out, make sure everything works, see if I can get a little bit of this snow melted. So the next step is grabbing the shingles. Now I'm using these old T-lock shingles on here since we're going for that 60s 70s theme, and you can't buy these anymore. So, and I think I have exactly enough here. May of 02. I'm not sure if that's a date or what. They look a little older than that, but I got these from that unbuild series that I did last year. I asked the guy what his plan was with them, and he just said take them. So I think there'll be exactly enough. So we'll see. All right, so opening up the first bundle here. Oh, these are Ico shingles wrapped. 3 bundles covers 100 square feet. So yeah, it's exact same calculations as a modern day bundle of shingles, which is how I calculated for this roof. So we should have exactly enough, fingers crossed. Now, according to the installation guy, nobody ever taught me how to shingle with these. It's just, you know, from observations. I've ripped a lot of T-lock roofs. Tone this down just a touch. Now it is winter, and it's never ideal to shingle in the winter, but with these shingles, there's no tabs, no loops or anything like that. Let's snap a line. Cut. All right, so I just snapped a line for the top of the shingle here to make it a little easier to line everything up properly. Now I'll come back here. So I won't nail it yet. Another one going in here. It's sort of tricky to get started. Pull that up nice and tight. Make sure everything's square. Another one just to be sure. Now this is going to be a pretty unique look here because you don't see these shingles being used anymore. And this is a nice old-fashioned color too, sort of a white. They call it white, but it looks sort of gray. But yeah, I might as well. Starter there. Sort of a little bit trickier when the shingles are cold, just because you don't want to break them, right? I like using these snips when it's cold out. You get a way cleaner cut. Looks like I'm sort of going a little bit off kilter. I'll have to sort of clean that up a little bit. First one's just hard because you don't have anywhere to place yourself, right? I'll worry about that later. Getting a little easier that I have somewhere to stand. Those nice and square. Alright, so we're making good progress here. Starting to see that nice pattern of the T-locks that I like. It's just going to be something a little bit different that you don't see all that often anymore. And I got these shingles for free, so if I have to replace them in 5 years or whatever, then so be it. But for now, I'll have this cool retro look. Alright, so I'm calling it a day for shingling. It's getting pretty dark out. Those ones, I think they just got dust on them. They look a little discolored, but yeah, got most of it done. I think I might be able to finish this with this bundle. That would mean I have 2 left. Yeah, we'll be pretty close. Thank you for watching episode 4. Be sure to tune in to episode 5. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.